anything about that.
Right. And that's
being
difference.
a leader right
versus just saying, hey,
you're out.
You're written up.
You're out.
Or you could say, hey, if you do this, I'm going to have to write you up because that's the company policy, and I don't want to have to do that. So please make sure you don't do it this way.
But you get your point across in a way.
Hey, you do this, I'm going to write you up. Or, hey, if you continue, you know what I'm saying? It's on how you handle it. Yeah,
every boss has that ability to be a leader. Now, I'm not saying every day you're going to go in there and you're going to be like, okay, this is how you do this, it's going to be okay. There's going to be some days you're going to walk in and you're like, man, fuck this guy. If you keep on doing it, because we all have our bad days.
Yeah. You can't hold everybody's hand
constantly,
but at the same time, if you're willing to go the distance and say, hey, this is what you're doing, and you're doing it wrong, and if you continue to do it wrong, I'm going to have to write you up. Or you can be like, hey, bro, or don't say bro, but, hey.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
But there are situations where I come at them like that, mm-hmm. So I show them, like, look, I'm a person too. I get it. I've been in your position. So I walk up to them like, hey, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. They're seeing what you're doing. They've known I've helped you out many times. Right. You keep doing it this way, you're done. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. You're done. I'm going to show you one more time, and that's it.
A big thing too in the corporate world, like a boss versus a leader, what I've noticed is bosses won't commend you on anything. They'll take all the credit. Like if something goes good and you played a big role in it as an employee, your boss gets the credit at the end of the day. But a leader will come up to you and say, hey, I recognize that you did this and this. You might have stayed a little late. You might have came in a little early, but you got this done, and I recognize it, and I appreciate that. You keep that work up, and that's how you move up. So a leader will say that. A boss won't say anything, take credit.
I've been in both positions. When I worked at the prison, man, oh, my God. One of the captains did that shit.
Yeah.
I would, either A, lead the team, do something in the team, or do something right, to where it either de-escalated a situation or it got the situation secured.
Yeah, you resolved it.
And that captain would go and be like, well, yeah, I ordered him to do that, blah, blah, blah.
And so he would get the credit.
And he would get the credit for it. And I'm like, dude, this is fucking bullshit. And then Mike, who was on the podcast before, he was the type of guy, if he saw it, he would tell you, like, look, man, I saw what you did. Good job.
Yeah.
And he would say it in front of everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's why I had more respect for Mike than I did any other captain, because it's like, dude, you sit behind a fucking desk all day, and when shit hits the floor, you're going to take the credit?
Yep.
Like, no, fuck that.
So basically what we're coming to and trying to get into is we all have choices. We have choices on how we can handle certain situations, and how you go about that will make you a leader or a boss or whatever. You know what I mean?
Which kind of ties into the quote we had last week, which was my quote. Every life journey, you're going to have that fork in the road. And if you ever get in that position to where you're leading or you have that higher up position, it's up to you to take that. Either I'm going to just be a dick and just say, dude, this is how you do it because that's the way it is, or you're going to be that leader. Mm-hmm. And, every day is not going to be like that day before where you're that leader before. We get that. You're going to have a bad day. But what you do after that day is up to you. Like, you can go back, hey, man, yesterday was just a bad day. I'd like to take you out and show you how to do this right.
Yeah.
Do y'all have breaks here?
No.
At the show? Okay.
We're not
quitters.
We're not like the old. Okay. This is a new setup. This isn't like Anchor where you have that 30-minute gap.
Quick question. Are y'all okay with me telling you all about the MCU Investor Day thing?
Hell is it?
Disney thing?
Well, I mean, you might as well just fucking say it now. You just brought it up.
Oh, they released the Investor Day thing that was yesterday. No, not yesterday. It was yesterday.
So what happened?
So it was yesterday.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They have a trailer out now.
Oh, cool.
They have trailers out for Loki, WandaVision. They're doing a Buzz Lightyear thing for Chris Evans. I mean, I have a piece of paper right here I can show y'all, but
I really want to cuss him out because I'm like, dude, did you really just couldn't have waited?
He's just speaking his heart.
I know.
I don't think y'all care enough, so I'm
not right now. We just got into some emotional shit, and you're over here like, hey, you guys want to hear about the MCU Investor Day?
So normally on a podcast, when me and Sean we'll collaborate, and we got,
if you would watch the show,
we have different topics to hit during this episode. You know what I mean? So
we get to the bullshit.
Yeah,
like we'll do it in between, but if it's like a serious topic, like I guess you could call this one is.
Yeah,
we don't really like. Hey, you want to know about Ron Swanson?
Sorry, I don't understand.
You're good, dude.
But no, you're fine. You're fine.
You're good.
You have to.
My expertise.
I could tell. I was looking
a different person.
No, I was looking over there, and I could tell he was like, "I'm just not about this."
That's hilarious.
You just sit over there.
Because how I did it was I got the person here, and I hit the record button, and it went wherever it went. It went.
Got a lot of views?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Good for you.
That's great. Speaking of like off-topic stuff, there's NBC just came out and check this out. NBC, this is news, y'all. This came out I think yesterday. Former Israel space security chief says extraterrestrials exist and Trump knows about it. So basically, aliens, not like illegal aliens. We're talking about legit.
Not like Machu Picchu.
Yeah, we're talking about legit freaking green aliens, man.
I don't want to start saying that they're green, but
maybe they're blue.
Maybe they
Avatar
are.
Shit.
Ooh,
badass. I'd ride through Dragon.
So a galactic federation has been waiting for humans to reach a stage where we will understand what space and spaceships are.
We are Legion.
So, I don't know. This is interesting. I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, this guy.
It makes me want to go buy a new gun.
We have a.
Does it really?
Yeah. We have.
I've seen aliens. I've seen how it can go south. And not to lie here, but some of our leaders that we have in certain countries, I don't know if I want them to meet them because I'm afraid they're gonna be
they're gonna fuck us in the neck.
Yeah, they're gonna be like,
they're gonna fuck us in the neck.
Next thing you know, they're like, this motherfucker. Like, go to Russia, they'll be like, this motherfucker said he's better than us. We'll show him.
Do y'all think this is true, or do you think there's some wacko that's been in this space center in Israel? He was ahead over 30 years. Do you think he's just like, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm just gonna go ahead and say what I gotta say, or do you think it's all made up? I mean, you gotta think about it. People have been saying stuff like this for years.
But see, I don't think it's fake because this year they released footage from the Navy of UFO epidemics and activity. Oh, it's fucking real.
Oh, it's real. I saw that.
They released all that. So I think it's real.
So if they make contact with us or we make contact with them, doesn't matter. We're in touch with them.
It'd be like Battleship.
Like, do you think they're friendly or do you think they need something or want something?
If they haven't come down and yet, I mean,
all the movies. I mean,
if they can,
they want the water.
Yeah, if they can come in contact with us already, like obviously they're way past us. Like as far as technology wise. So obviously they have the means to come to Earth and fuck us up if they wanted to. If they haven't yet, then hey, that means they're just like, hey, like us. We want to know if they're out there. They just want to know if anyone else is out there.
Because do you think that people can handle the
truth? Absolutely not.
No.
And I saw a little interview saying like the reason why they haven't come out and said it before is because people wouldn't be able to handle the truth.
Everyone's going to flip shit.
They wouldn't because we've only been to the moon. Quote unquote.
Yeah. What about Mars?
Mars, we have just rovers up there.
Yeah.
I mean, quote unquote. I mean,
do we have like an excursion going to take? I think what is it like?
That's SpaceX, but they said it was going to be like 2025.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're not even there yet.
Yeah. So
we're barely there to where people can go take a ride for $1,000 on a plane to experience 0 G's and float for 5 minutes and then come back down. I mean, we're not even close to where they are, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking about a different race thing.
Mind, like your mind starts.
They
racing.
are. What do you mean they? They're.
Your mind starts racing, though, right? And
a little bit.
Kind of like where does this go? If this is really like
I'm making a ray gun.
Here's the question. There's a Galactic Federation.
Come at me now.
There is a Galactic Federation.
I don't want to call it a Galactic Federation because then I start thinking fucking Star Wars and shit, and I'm thinking there's a Death Star.
I feel like we would know this before. I think we would have known this before then.
All I know is that the Mandalorian can be a thing. I will carry Baby Yoda.
That's hilarious. That's great.
Have y'all even watched The Mandalorian?
Yes,
have you watched it? I haven't.
Not the new one.
I haven't caught up.
Oh, do you have weird question? Look, do you have the Disney Plus thing that I gave you, or do you know the password?
Do you have Disney Plus?
You gave me Disney
Plus.
I do.
I can look you up.
Plus.
Yeah, I have.
You need to watch The Mandalorian.
I have a Disney Plus.
Is it good?
It's good.
I see a lot of
I want to tell you everything's so bad right now. It's really good.
Have you seen the episode of?
No, I haven't seen. I haven't caught up any.
Oh.
I am basically married to a person who has no interest in Star Wars whatsoever. You know what we watch? The Office over and over and over.
It's a good show.
It's an amazing show, but whenever I can repeat everything Jim Halpert says. I already know.
Compared to initial show. A lot of people are going to hate me now because I hate The Office.
Well, you can go fuck off.
I cannot stand it.
Do you like the British Office?
No.
I saw him as a person like the British Office. I
don't like that. Nope. I don't like that.
I've seen a couple episodes, but I haven't really got into it.
It's really funny.
I like the actors, of course. But
I watched the first part of it, but it didn't really interest me in the first part. So
I know what happens in the next episode of The Mandalorian. It's very intense.
Left out.
Maybe it's one of those shows you just gotta fucking pull through it and watch it. You know?
Yeah.
Boba Fett's a badass.
I mean, Sons of Anarchy. I wish they had that show back. That shit was badass.
I heard that. Speaking of Sons of Anarchy, there's a new show called Yellowstone, and that's like the modern version of, but it's like country. You know what I mean?
It's good.
And you've seen it, dude. I want to watch that so bad.
It's a good show. It's a really good show.
Yeah,
it's a really good show.
I try to manage my time though, like time management.
It's hard.
I try not to watch a lot of TV. But when I do, I try to watch like good stuff. You know what I mean?
The Yellowstone, it's amazing.
It's good.
In fact, when they were looking for actors for it, I was like sending emails like, "I'll do it. Just take me there."
That's great.
They were looking for like set doubles or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'll fucking do it."
That's so cool.
I was like sending pictures.
Dude, I'll hold the light. I don't give a shit.
I said, "I'll fucking clean up the horse shit. I don't care."
Speaking of horse shit, have you heard about the Supreme Court dismisses Texas election lawsuit?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Over 20 states backed Texas in that lawsuit.
How
and the
can
Supreme
you
Court
do
dismissed
that?
it.
How can you do that?
Because apparently what they were saying was it didn't affect Texas in a negative way. And I'm like,
I thought we were part of America, so everything affects Texas.
But they were suing the swing states. Right, but apparently with the Supreme Court, it was like, oh, it doesn't affect Texas in general, so
it doesn't affect.
So that's why they dismissed it. But I'm like, dude, if our votes as American, that's our right, and if it got rigged in any type of way,
we're not saying it did.
I'm not saying it did, but if it did, that affects everybody's vote, and that affects my right. So how, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I just want the Supreme Court to officially come out with the Electoral College and said it wasn't rigged, it was fine.
Right.
And then once you do that, that's fine. Great.
Yeah.
Let Joe Blow be sniffing little girls the rest of his life as president.
Oh, snap.
I'm just being honest with you. That's how fed up I am about it. Like, I'm not saying that in like a negative way, YouTube. I'm saying that in like I'm just done.
Dragging on.
I'm done with it.
It's dragging on.
Because not only that, I mean, you're looking at all these other countries, they're going, this is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
America, who is apparently.
Sorry about that.
You're fine. Who's apparently the definition of a strong country is having a problem with its own fucking.
Yeah, Mr. Let me touch your shoulders.
Yeah. Having its own fucking problem with its, electoral system, which is supposed to be a supreme system. It's just making us look bad as Americans. And I'm a patriot by heart. So why are we letting this drag on? That's my take on it.
Yep.
If you have one of the biggest states that America basically needs, because we have more oil companies in Texas than any other state in the fucking American.
Like, I've heard that if Texas was to secede,